Can you tell me a bit about the impact that neurodiversity has on your experience of school and everyday life for you?
Yes, I feel like you get a lot of bullying, especially from neurodivergent people. Like, it's the trait that some people just, don't really want to come to terms with. The funny thing I find is that you get a lot of, neurodivergent people bullying people for being neurodivergent. So maybe there's, some internalized stuff.
How would you suggest that you want your school to deal with this and handle this?
I think we should do some more stuff like assemblies, drop-down days, things like that really spread awareness throughout the whole school. I feel like it's probably because enough people, don't know about it. People can't really come to terms with the fact that people exist, who are neurodivergent, so...
And that's where the internalised discrimination is coming from, which leads to bullying.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot of people who are neurodiverse have mentioned that school feels overwhelming and it can be a lot more stressful. What would you ask your school to do and change so that it can make it a bit easier?
I mean, if I ran the school, I think what I would do is I would set up some more quiet spaces, because you don't get a lot of those. You can get library passes at break, but you do get a lot of people talking in the library, and there's just not really many places to go and eat lunch that are very quiet in a way. So I feel like our school needs to sort of, crack down on that.
You've mentioned that ear defenders are quite large and bulky, and I also use earplugs during lessons when it gets too noisy, but they are uncomfortable to wear. So ideally, what would be the solution to that?
All right, so my number one solution to this, right? So there are some brands of earbuds that are really good, that really filter out the noise, whilst not being too uncomfortable. So I feel like they're a bit more subtle too, because with ear defenders, you usually get big, bulky, and they're quite obvious.
You get people talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
Discussing it in ways that you don't want.
Or people infantilizing you, especially. What I would do is have a bit more, option to go outside and stuff. So say you're overwhelmed with, how everything's going.
The option of a time out of a lesson to go and just take some time away can be useful, yeah.
I think our school already has that, but I think it's, quite important to do as well.
They're quite limited, the way that they deal these passes out.
I feel like, in my opinion, the world wasn't really built for neurodivergent people. It was made around neurotypical people.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to sort of make some changes to how society actually works, but of course that takes time. So honestly, I feel like what we need to do is adapt stuff.
If by adapting a school, we start from the beginning.
Yeah.
And move that up, because I think school especially is a place that isn't built for neurodivergence.